Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be doing a flip through of all of my May after the pin spreads in my planner. This is my catch-all and I basically plan 5 different planners out of this one planner each month, and then I exchange the months at the end and I show you guys all of my completed spreads. So if that sounds like fun to you, stay tuned. So I have my cover and my discs. I did recently do a planner setup video. It's kind of like an overhaul of all of the accessories and things that I did. So if you're interested in more of a planner setup video, I will link it above here and in the description so that you can find it. But we're just going to jump in mainly to the meat of today's video, which is going to be my after the pin spreads of my planner. I'm going to go ahead and jump forward to the schedule section of my planner, which is a new section that I recently created. And in this section, I house all of my dated planner sections that I use throughout the month, and then I do an exchange within the individual planners that they belong to, which you'll see a little bit here on screen. It starts off with my year overview, which hasn't changed, but it is dated, so I'll quickly show you what's in there. It's basically just a year at a glance, which is from my shop, and a perpetual calendar, which I fill out. This one is color-coded so that I know, which ones are birthdays, which ones are holidays. That's kind of how I'm using this. And I still need to update the second half of the year, so I have all of the dates I need in there, but this is mainly for future planning, and I haven't really done much beyond that. Next, we come into my faith planner. So this is the true first planner in my planner setup. And this one starts off with a pocket pages, which I, again, kind of talk through all of the accessories that I've built out for this in the beginning, or in the planner setup video I just mentioned before. I have that. And then we start off with the kind of prayer list overview section of my faith. So this one was for May, and the planner that I'm using is called, well, I'm not sure what it's called actually, but it was from a box set from the Happy Planner. It was an undated faith planner that was a vertical line that came out at least 2 years ago, if not more. I just really liked the styling of the planner, but I didn't like the vertical aspect of it. So I'm using a quadrant layout from my shop in the meat of the planner itself, but I did pull out the currently pages and the dividers to kind of use as a little moment here in the morning when I do my morning prayer, and then it's kind of nice to have a little currently overview of how my faith is going each month. Plus it's really pretty. I love this divider. All of them are really gorgeous. Love the lettering and the choice of photos that they used. So decided to keep the dividers and the currently parts of that planner in, and then just use my quadrant layout for the rest. So this is how it turned out. Each month I fill out my prayer list here, and then I will usually fill out the prompt questions, which are really nice. They're all faith-based, spiritual goals, and then what I'm grateful for. It just depends, and then sometimes I'll do something a little bit extra like I did here. And that's how the May currently turned out. And then because this is a planner that I decided not to use the monthly layout either for the planner, I'm just using a black piece of cardstock on the back to kind of close out the divider, which I do throughout all of the year so that I can reuse these dividers in the future if I choose. So like I said, the meat or the guts of this planner has been replaced with the inserts from my Etsy shop in the quadrant layout, and I'm using the combined planner. So I have a monthly overview, and this is how it turned out last month. I decided to do a teacup theme and kind of theme everything around filling your cup as far as the quotes I use later down the road. And this month's challenge for myself was a health reading plan, which is basically a scriptural plan where it gives you scriptural prompts each day, and then what I've been doing is just writing a little summary of what I've read, trying to kind of see how I could work it into my life or make it pertain to something that I found valuable. So that's how it went. It's a little bit messy because this month had some half days, so I kind of feel like that made it a little bit harder to write. And then also my handwriting is not that great without lines, so I do prefer a lined monthly later in my planners, which you'll see because I know I'm going to be writing. But since what I do here on my monthly changes from month to month, I just have a nice neutral monthly layout in case I don't need to write as much like I did here. But this is the final. That's how it turned out. And then the quadrant layout, like I mentioned, which I use for Bible lettering. And what I do every day is basically I go into an app called the Bible from YouVersion, something along those lines. And then what I'll do is I'll pencil in whatever the verse of the day is in the app. It just kind of auto feeds. And then I'll go back over with some markers, which I have some fine liners from Arteza that I use. I have like 100 packs, so I have multiple colors. And I just pick 2 colors each month to work out of that kind of go with the theme. Also, I will use this Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen in a hard tip, really great for beginners, and use both of these styles of pens in order to kind of fill out the month. So this was how the first week turned out, and I do try to do some variations in lettering. I try some brush lettering, which I'm trying to get better at and get it a little bit smoother, a little bit more consistent. I also try to doodle sometimes, or try to interpret the verse with doodles when I can. This month I also used my own kind of handmade stickers so that I could really theme this for faith. So I made some cute little quote stickers real quick just on my iPad using Procreate. And like I said, I'm still working on my lettering, but I thought it came across pretty good and consistent. So I was really happy with the way that turned out. So here's the first week, and here is the second week. And as you can see, I theme out the entire month in the same way so that it's all related, and I do it all at once in a monthly setup video. If you're wondering what June looks like, that video is available there. Just look for Faith June. It should show up on my channel. But yeah, so here is how the second week turned out. And again, I'm feeling pretty confident. Like I feel the progress starting to happen. It's just, practice makes perfect. So just keep trying, even though some days are better than others. I think overall my lettering is getting better and better with the continued practice. And here's how the third week came out. It is a little bit hard to read some of the lighter colors. So for the most part, I try to use black, but I did try lettering in the 2 colors I picked this month. Occasionally, some came out darker, some are also really light. I usually don't pick pastel colors for that reason, just so that I can have something pretty bold, but it does come in handy when I want to do overlays like this. Just something to keep in mind if you're doing something similar. Lighter colors are great when you want to layer color, but they're not that great when you want to use it solely as the pen that you're using for the handwriting. Yeah, I really did wish I had a little bit more depth of color in some of these areas because it's really hard to see unless you're right up on it. And then here is the final week of the month. And this one was good. This one I kind of felt like came out a little bit weird, but everything else was okay. And yeah, I just had a pretty good month, I felt, as far as lettering goes. So that is basically how I use my faith planner. I don't really do any other studies other than the monthly study, and sometimes I don't even do a study for that. Sometimes it's a gratitude or a prayer challenge. So it's mainly just focusing in on one verse a day, my morning prayer, and my scripture study or whatever I'm doing for my monthly. And that's very manageable for me because I definitely don't have a lot of time. Always feel like I'm rushing around, and so just committing, maybe 15 minutes of my day to this has really helped me stay consistent. So if you're struggling with your faith planner and trying to get that going, start small. That's all I can say. I did not start doing a lot. I started with just, morning prayer was how I started, just like commit a moment in the morning to pray, doesn't matter how long, and then grow from one thing and try to expand till you're comfortable and you're not overwhelming yourself with things you feel like you need to do. Okay, so that's the end of my faith planner. So it is actually ready to move out. This planner is super chunky right now because I have moved in all of June already because the month started on a Tuesday, so I needed Monday before the month ended. So I'm going to go ahead and move this guy out. I'm going to try to do it so I don't mess up these pages. Sometimes I get a little overzealous and rip the pages, so I have to be careful. I try to do too many at once. Okay, that's that. And like I said, I have June in there, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my actual faith planner, which I use, or which I keep on my desk. And this just stays there. This is the actual planner cover that comes with the dividers and that I'm currently using in my planner setup. And let's see, we are in, that's for July. There we go. And so yeah, so since I've already moved in June, I'm just going to drop this guy in where it belongs. These pages here, the back of the last week and the kind of backer page I use for the currently to cover up the last vertical spread, I really don't have a purpose for, so they're just blank right now. But yeah, maybe at some point I will like fuse these guys together instead. Maybe I'll start doing that actually, now that I think about it. It might make a little bit more sense. But okay, so that's how the week went, or the month went, and I'll go ahead and put this back on my desk for another month. So like I said, I have everything already put back in. I've got my overview of Faith Month and Faith Week tabs ready to go, so I can just quickly flip to them when I need them. Then we'll just jump ahead to the next section in my planner, which is my daily section. So I start off the daily section with some morning, weekly, and block schedule routines that I have in here that I made in a video. I go a little bit more in detail about how I made these in my productivity series. So if you're interested, I will try and make a link at least above here so that you can click on it if you're scanning this video on mobile. Here's the start of May, and for May, daily I'm using a horizontal planner from my shop, and it also has a monthly layout in the beginning of it, so we will see that first. And so my monthly layout, what I do is I use it currently for memory keeping. I just write down a small thing that happened each day. My life is crazy boring, you guys. I'm a workaholic, I work from home. So just highlighting something unique about the day kind of helps the days from blending together into one big blah of malaise. So I started doing that at the beginning of the year, and I really like it. It really just helps me kind of feel accomplished, or that, I am living life in some way. This is sad. I mean, occasionally I go out and do things, and now that quarantine is lifted and things are opening up again, I'm hoping to do more with memories over the summer and things, but it's still pretty limited for me. And so I am just writing that one thing a day, and it's really been great just to kind of go over and say, oh yeah, I did that on that day, and what have you. I also put in some birthdays this month just so I would remember them, because it's a hot month, and it was also my birthday month. So I wanted to make sure that I had, remembered all my other friends and family who have birthdays during this time. And I really like the designs, kind of a pastel, and I don't know, I enjoy this a lot. So here's the first week of May, and this one was part of the Plannable Challenge that I host with Catherine over at Planogram. this week's theme was, I think, ladies who brunch. A little bit shy on the ladies, but plenty of brunch to go around here. This was a fun one. Got a nice diagonal going here across the spread. Still very functional, kind of kept everything else pretty low key since I had so much going on with the diagonal. But like I said, still functional, plenty of space to get all the stuff I needed done and written out. So this one here was, I think I just decided I wanted some Dream Seeker florals this week. And so I kind of came up with a kind of softer color scheme and florals with the copper lettering. Really like that. It was a little struggle, as I recall, trying to get this thing to balance out, but I think in the end it turned out pretty cute. And I did love the colors. This was just a really good sticker book to have. I picked up a second one on clearance from Michael, so if your Michael still has them, I would suggest picking them up because even though some of the themes aren't quite my style, the florals itself are just totally worth it, as well as some of the other kind of bolder quote stickers that they have in there. So really do like that book for that, and the color schemes are just on point. So that's how that turned out for I think that was the second week. The third week was my birthday week, and so I really wanted to do some birthday themes, but I'm really light on stickers for decor these days. So what I ended up doing is drawing inspiration from this box sticker where I saw these candles and thought, well, I could recreate those with some washi tape. So I did, and I just loved the way they turned out. They're perfect. I loved that, and I will probably use that again at some point because I just really thought it came out super cute. I did some gold accents and just kind of kept it in that color scheme, kind of warm, and it was really fun. Nice to have all of this kind of celebratory stuff going on since, again, my life was not as exciting as this spread is. Yeah, but it was still a great week. It was nice to just kind of chill out, chillax, and enjoy myself for a few days and not really focus too much on work. I kind of took a little break, and that was nice. Finally, we had the last week of May, and this week I just decided to do some like tropical themed leaves and some new techniques with some inking, and I really thought this one turned out really great in the end. Again, another one I was kind of struggling with in the beginning, thinking of doing it down the center, but moving it to the outside was definitely the best decision considering I didn't have as much decor as I really needed. And then this added strip of washi really just kind of helps the leaves bounce up off the page. So really like this, really liked this technique I kind of found, which I explained in the video, so if you're interested, check out that video. But I definitely will try to find a way to use that in the future again and try some different ways to manipulate it, make it unique. But I love that little added bit of texture to the spread. And that is the end of the horizontal spreads. And then I also have this habit tracker that I use. I'll just go ahead and turn it a little bit so you guys can see that. This habit tracker that I use each month, that I actually replaced the generic month-end notes page with this habit tracker from my shop. It's an undated, so it can be used multiple times. And so I went ahead when I was building out my planner, put this on the back of each and every month so that I would be able to track just things that I like to try to stay consistent with. And so this is how the month turned out. This time I kind of separated out different sections by color so that I could kind of know what I was focusing on, and it just helped organize things a little bit better, especially when you get farther away from the line that you're supposed to be tracking. But overall, a good month. And so June, like I said, is already moved in, so we're going to go ahead and move out May. And yeah, I think that starts right there. So let's see if I can pull this all out. Yes. And here is my actual horizontal planner, daily planner that I have on my desk. Again, kind of the same thing. I made some dividers for it, and I'm using just my inserts for this guy. So let me get to May. and just drop that in. And it's all done. And like I said, June's in there already. This will go back and live on my desk for a month. Okay. So I've already got my tabs in there for daily month, daily week, and then I have my daily habits tab now, which is great on the outside, so I don't miss that page. That was a little bit tricky for me for a while, so got it all set up now and ready to go for the month of June. So the next planner in my lineup is my health planner, and I started off with another Pocket Pages kind of insert that I made. So some healthy habits, really like this guy. It's a nice, bright, colorful way to start it off. Then I also have my health goals insert, which I created, and I did a video on the back side of this as well as the inside of it if you're interested. But I don't show those because I've already put in my weight and things are not going to plan, people. So one day I'll share it when I finally lose the weight that I gained during quarantine, but for now it's just going to stay hidden. And I have some other random stuff in the back here of like meal plans and stuff that I've been trying out, like exercise routines, just to have it on hand in case I forget what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's there. It probably won't stay there very much longer. I don't really reference these guys too much at this time. So next we have the main dated part of the health planner, which is another insert from my shop. This one is the health layout, and again it's the complete planner, so I have a monthly layout to start. And here is how it turned out for the month. This guy, when I decorate it, I just decorate it in a few minutes. I don't really plan it out too hard. I just, I'm looking through my books and I just start grabbing and putting things down on the page. So just added some color this month and decided to do kind of like a rainbow theme. I used some highlighters to put the supplements and meds that I'm currently taking each day so that I know what I needed and what I didn't need, I guess is the best way to say it, as well as the symptoms I have for some of my chronic illnesses, allergies, asthma, things like that. I just use it as an overall check-in with myself every day and just kind of figure out how I was feeling and then try to find some correlations to anything that maybe I ate or weather or whatever, because I've had this issue for so many years and I just keep trying different things, trying to find a solution. That's how I use my monthly, and I am using a lined monthly layout for this, so I replaced out the one that comes with the combined planner with a lined version, which is also available in my shop. I really like that a lot better when I have to do any kind of like writing, multiple line writing, just so it's not so messy. It's still kind of messy because I'm trying to write a lot of stuff in a small amount, but at least it's kind of even, which I can tolerate. Oh, and I didn't mention too, I have a little symbol key for each one of these things so that I know, what each one means, and that I have on a card, this card here, that I use. So I just have that in with the month, and since I'm already moved into June, I've just moved it into that month. Okay, so that's how the monthly turned out. Oh, and then I also put some goals here on the side sometimes just for reference. So here's the first week in the planner for May, and like I said, I'm using a health layout from my shop, very similar to the Happy Planner fitness planner, so if you're trying to find something comparable, I think Happy Planner sells an undated fitness planner that you could also use. But when I found this layout from the Happy Planner, I really loved it, and I've stuck with it since it came out, and I basically use the top it's pretty consistent what I use from week to week. Use the top to track workouts. I use the middle usually for some kind of decor or inspiration. Then the middle to bottom is like a food log or nutrition log. And then at the very bottom, I use that to track stats from my Apple Watch. So that's how you're going to see pretty consistently use this spread, and it works really great for me. So I'll change it up every now and then, but for the most part, I keep gravitating back to this because that's really the meat of what I want to know each week or each day. And then I'll use my sidebar for goals, and then also habit tracking and my water tracker here, which is really nice. So that's how you'll see throughout. This week I did kind of like a rainbow theme. I think I just picked up a color storybook and threw some stuff together, used some old stat stickers up that were just kind of hanging out in my stash. And it came out really fun and cute, so I was really happy with the way this turned out. So this week was, let me think about this. Nature walk. It was like a garden walk? No, that's not right. Nature walk was the theme for the Plannable Challenge. So I did kind of like a nature walk. I got some clouds in there, and I got some, grass and florals and a girl kind of walking. I use a lot of the stickers already in my stash that I probably would have liked to use here on the house spread, but this one gets the job done and the colors work. I really did like the color scheme. It came out pretty cute. Same format as I normally do with the workouts and the nutrition, the stats, goals, and habit tracking. Overall, this one was a really nice one. A lot of pink and purple, which I don't normally gravitate to, but I feel like I've been really in the pinks lately. I don't know why, but yeah, more pink lately in my repertoire, which you'll kind of see. That is the second week of May, and this was the third week of May, which was actually my birthday week. And this week, because it was my birthday week, I just decided not to do the Plannable Challenge theme, which was actually geometric, which I kind of I was getting excited to do, but then realized I have no stickers for, so I just kept it all birthday. And I redid the candle idea, just kind of a little bit of a twist on it with some balloons and same color scheme. I really enjoyed it. I try to take it easy this week and not go too crazy and just kind of give myself a little time to rest and recoup, and that worked out perfect. So this is how that week turned out, and simple but cute, I think. And then here is the final week of May, and I'm trying to think. I don't think I had, oh yes, this was Colors of Summer. That was the Plannable Challenge theme. So I had pulled out a book that said that had a lot of colors for summer, and I just kind of brought those in and made a collage of things, and it's a little bit haphazard, but in the end I thought it turned out really cute for not being a very structured plan. I didn't get all the workouts I had planned on doing for the week, but I did do okay. I did make an effort for the most part. Love the added color at the bottom. Like, the soft rainbows always make me happy, so I think that was really a joy to be in. And like I said, kind of goals, habits, nothing really changed as far as the layout is concerned. So that is the end of May, and I still need to do my monthly stats, which I do every month, and I'll show you guys how it came out last month, but I'm going to go ahead and do that after I film this, just because I haven't had time to do it quite yet. But they basically look like this each month. I keep the format basically the same. I use one color, set up my monthly totals, my daily averages, my progress report, and I use an app on my phone called Health View, which you don't really need anymore, but I got it when the Apple Health app was really kind of hard to manage. And so it makes it a lot easier for me to just quickly go to my main things I want to look at, and the actual monthly totals and daily averages. It does it all for me. I just need to write them down. So I have all that, and I will do that for the month of May when I get a chance. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and throw these guys in there. And okay, now I'll come back to you off camera. So I have June in my planner set up, all ready to go. I've got my health month and health week tabs. So we will jump to my social media section. So this part of my planner is the last planner portion we'll be going through today. And in here, I basically am using a Happy Planner homebody seasons planner. I still don't know the technical name for it, but basically it came out in the Happy Girl kind of line last year, and I picked that up just because I didn't want something I had to constantly decorate if I didn't really feel like decorating. And so that really worked out well for my socials, since I don't do as much decorating as I normally would in my other 2 or 3 planners that I have here in the front. So like I said, it's from the Happy Planner. There's no inserts in here. And I started off with the perpetual calendar that comes with the planner. And I just use that to track my stats as far as my subscribers and followers on Instagram and YouTube each day. Just kind of write it down so I can see the changes. And then we get into May. So here, like I said, I'm using that planner. So I need the divider because the monthly layout is on the back. So I keep that divider in there. But for the rest of them, I really don't keep the dividers in just because, you know, I don't really need them. So for May, what I did, hardly any decor, really I just color code the layout, and I use it to schedule out all of my social media posts and videos. May was kind of a hot mess of a month because I did take a few days off unscheduled, and so things started moving around, and so you see a lot of red. That is because I just, you know, made some changes on the fly and didn't have a way to really organize it after the fact. It worked out pretty good. I use this 4-color pen for the most part, so it's really nice. I can just set it all up with one pen. I usually will keep track of whatever the plannable challenge is for each month, so I just kind of have a quick reference guide there, which is handy when I'm doing these videos since I forget pretty fast what I did for what. But overall, not a lot of decor, mainly just a functional spread that works pretty well for me. So here is the first week of May, and this month I did a lot more decorating than I really wanted to, mainly because the design has like these florals, which I was really getting tired of. So I started covering them more and more as the month progressed. And I just used some random washi tape I had in my stash and just threw some stickers down just to color coordinate things. But overall, pretty straightforward layout. I don't really change it from week to week. I use a sticker I made just here at the top to track how my videos are progressing throughout the week. So when I'm preparing, filming, voicing, editing, posting, I just kind of write them in. So that's kind of my little video hub. I have my Instagram posts kind of listed here, and story post or the pen or whatever else I need to do to keep that going. And then I also put in my videos listed on each day that they're supposed to be launched. Over here I just have some to-dos that I usually do every week, and then like routine items that I will do, and then anything else random that comes up. I also have just another place to track my daily stats for followers and subscribers, and then also the change. Okay, so here is the second week, and this one I actually pulled out the Cocoa Daisy kit that I got back in February. I had a lot of extra stickers, so I just kind of used that to help kind of cover up those florals, like I said, again, and bring in a different feel to the spread, which I really liked how it turned out in the end. The blue is really calming, and then I tried to match my highlighter check boxes with the theme, so that kind of came out really nice. But the standard layout is pretty much the same from week to week, so that really doesn't change too much. And then this one I used the newer Cocoa Daisy kit that I had because I was like, oh yeah, I still have those stickers too. I think that one was from April. The red was a bit much. I thought at the time, I was like, oh, I have all these cute red poppy stickers. Let me pull those in, but then when I was all done, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of red. So yeah, the design was fine, but it feels like too much red. And this is one thing you'll know as a designer, or, you know, since I'm a designer, thing I know is that you never put too much red on a spread because it just looks like blood splatter. So this is a color faux pas, but overall, I think the design or the idea of it was sound just too much red. And then, so this week I kind of just flipped it and I was like, we're going to go super subtle, nice soft greens. And again, I didn't really try too hard with the decor. I just wanted to cover up those florals and just put some other color on the spread to kind of be a little more soothing than the previous week. And that turned out to be much better. So anyway, I have all of that. So that's the end of the social media planner. And I'm using a dashboard layout, by the way, in case you're unfamiliar with a happy planner. This is a dashboard layout. So if you're looking for a planner similar, just look for that. I use my Currently basically just to track growth again over the course of the month and to set myself up for some goals. I have my June all the way in there, so again, we're all set up, and I have my month and week tabs all ready to go. So this guy's ready to move out. I'm just going to go ahead and do the pages and the divider, and I'll put that in the last planner we'll be going through, which is here, that Homebody seasonal planner that I mentioned. So we are in and there we have it, you guys. So that is my social media planner, and again, that will live on my desk. The final sections of my planner, let me see if I can jump ahead real quick. The final sections of my planner are related to finance. I have a perpetual calendar in here for my Etsy sales, and I have my budget month, which I do each month. Just a setup of a simple budget, which I have filmed in the past. So if you want more information on that, just check out my budget video on my channel. Basically, I don't go through these. It's really simple. The perpetual calendar is set up very similar to the social growth. I just write down my daily sales. And my budget month is just basically bills that I need to pay and income that comes in from different sources, since I do a lot of side hustles type stuff as well as freelance and my Etsy shop. That's all that there is in there, and basically that is the end of the schedule section, and the rest of it is just reference and a note paper. So like I said, if you want to know more about the full setup, do check out my planner setup video that just recently came out. I'll give you the full rundown, but for now, that is it, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.